Straight in.
Another week.
Another week. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
What's that?
Cheers to 6 weeks in a row. It's a bigger monster. I swear, all of our podcasts start with us talking about monsters.
Pretty much.
It's
yeah.
so bad.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a white monster today.
Because I drank Lawrence's monsters last week, I'm going to buy him monsters for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he gave me the one that I enjoy the least. But having said that, I've just taken a couple of sips.
It's the temperature, isn't it?
It's quite nice, actually. Yeah, it's all right. I don't know. It's probably the temperature.
Yeah. But last week, we left off where I thought we could start this week.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're going to get me on the white monsters.
Libby said it's like a nice lemonade.
Yeah, I see that. So you've got a bigger one?
Yeah, so these are the resealable ones.
Where have you got them
So
from?
if you don't want to drink all your monster in one go, you can reseal it. Which actually comes in really useful. And it's also 53 mils bigger.
So how much more caffeine is that then?
So that's...
You've got a pint...
10% more caffeine.
So you've got a pint of Monster, basically.
Yeah, 15 milligrams more caffeine.
15 milligrams? Oh, that's actually not too much. So it's like 200 mega caffeine.
No, it's not even that. It's like 165, I think. Because it's for...
Oh, yeah, it's not one
it's 150 for the normal ones.
Oh, mad. Oh.
But yeah.
Nice.
This is from... I don't know where this is from.
It just looks ridiculous. Why is it so big?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Have you seen those memes of like where people have started putting like white monster, like the white monster branding on like shower gel and like
I caught that shit.
Cologne? Yeah, I know you would. You'd get the whole set.
Yeah. But yeah, as I'm mentioning, we left last podcast just about to go to the Heart of England show.
Oh yeah.
So I thought we could basically do a little bit of a review for that.
Sounds good.
Go through our thoughts of the day. 'Cause it was a really good day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice. It was decent.
It was nice being back at a show. That's the first show I've been to since the Hungary show last year. So that's a while, 7-8 months.
Yeah.
Last show you've been to since finals last year?
Yeah, so...
Oh, WMBF finals you went to. Oh, that was the week before finals. UKDFBA was after.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It always it's nice to go to a show after it's been quite a while. It really does. As much as you don't want it to let you, it really does spike your motivation for the sport.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, we're still passionate about it all year round, but going to a show and seeing people on stage and going through the whole experience and reliving those show day memories,
definitely,
it really does re-spark your motivation, getting you thinking about competing again.
100%. Also gives you a fat headache because of the smell of the tan.
I love that smell though, you know.
It's a nice smell, but does it not just as soon as I smell it, I'm like, oh fucking hell, here we go again.
I don't really get a headache from it.
Really? Mad.
I like the smell of the tan combined with the olive oil spray. It just hits differently, doesn't it? It's so good because Libby sometimes comes home in a spray from a sunbeds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's a very similar smell
to
the bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
And I get that same feeling.
It is quite nice. It's a bit like, do you get it when you go on holiday and you put sun cream on and the smell of the sun, like if it's decent sun cream, the smell of it it reminds you of holidays. It's kind of.
I don't think it's the smell, is it? It's more what it reminds you of.
Yeah.
The smell of the tan probably isn't nice.
Yeah.
But it reminds you of those show days. And we've had so many show days along the years now.
Yeah.
But there's so many good memories from them.
Yeah, definitely. And you're right actually. The smell reminds you of, I think, how you felt when you first got the tan on, because you feel like, I know this is going to sound a bit silly for people who aren't really into bodybuilding, but the final stage of getting on stage is like getting the tan, and you've gone through a whole peak week where you're looking better, you freshen up, you get a haircut, and then when you put the tan on, you do feel like a bit of a Greek god, don't you?
Become a statue.
Yeah, it's wicked. It's honestly a really good feeling.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it again next year. Obviously, this year's been a quieter year for me with bodybuilding clients, but then next year is a much busier one. So I've already got 4 or 5 doing next year.
Sure.
And at the show at the weekend, next year I'll have 3 people at that show.
Yeah.
Because I'll have Chris doing Masters.
Yeah.
I'll have Nathan doing... What would Nathan be doing at that show? First timers?
First timers.
Unless he does a show beforehand.
Sure.
But we'll see. We'll see what the dates line up as.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll have Leo doing junior men's physique.
That's going to be a stacked day. Bloody hell. You're going to be busy.
Nah, it should be good though, because Leo and Chris have competed before.
Yeah.
So they'll be very simple to deal with. They know how the day works.
Sure.
Nathan will probably need a little bit more attention on the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, should be sound. I've had 2 people doing the same show before, so 3 shouldn't be too much hassle. And then,
it'd be wicked.
And you later on in the year?
Yeah, definitely. Well, maybe.
Have you ever thought about doing the early season?
I haven't, but I think it doesn't really make a difference, does it? Whether you do it like earlier on in the year or later. I think the bigger shows tend to be at the back end of the year. But
Yeah.
honestly, with where I'm at physique wise, I don't need to be doing like the bigger shows. Like realistically, I just should be competing for the fun of it. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. For me, it's more like if it makes sense. Like, I think the current timeline that we've got in place,
Makes sense.
I don't think it makes sense to do the earlier shows because we won't have time
Yeah.
next year if I decide to compete. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I say the bigger shows at the back end of the year. That show is a qualifier for the Worlds, isn't it? So it's like,
I think it kind of depends on what your goals are. Like whenever I sit on a call with someone who's looking to compete,
yeah,
for first timers, I usually do say do the early season.
yeah,
Like it is a very good experience. You're doing the first timer shows, novice shows, etc. So you're against people who are more your level.
yeah. But it's not even like it's less competitive as
Oh
well.
no, the level is still extremely high.
Yeah.
But it is lower than the end of the year. End of the year is higher.
Yeah, but that, I mean, the end of year is like a joke now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like the standard is just incredible.
It's wild. It's crazy.
Like if you've not been to a natural bodybuilding show, you wouldn't believe that some of these people are natural. Like
Yeah.
the kind of physiques that you see on stage.
Yeah.
Even at the first time as another show at the weekend, like the physiques are still incredible.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think if you're someone who is kind of skeptical about like what you can achieve as a natty, like going to these shows really does put it into perspective. Like, holy shit, like it's very unlikely that these people are unnatural. Like,
You've got to be a scumbag to do it. Like it's not even like there's money in the sport.
yeah,
Like if you're cheating in a natural bodybuilding show,
that's purely just for ego reasons.
it's
pretty
ridiculous.
much. Like, yeah, it's not
And
even for like.
even then, like you hold a natural bodybuilding show, it's not nothing.
It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, you're not going to get much like clout for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That does make me think that a lot of these guys are actually.
No, I really believe that everyone is. Like,
Yeah.
in the UK anyway.
The thing is, as well, I couldn't remember who I was saying this to, but like, it doesn't benefit you at all to think that they're not, because in a way, like, one, you're being quite bitter, but two, I think you're setting limiting beliefs on what you can achieve yourself. Like, if you just are optimistic and you say, okay, they are all natural for the sake of it, like, if you believe that that is natural, you'll strive more towards that,
Yeah.
and you'll probably achieve more than what you thought you could achieve, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I just don't think there's a downside to being cynical about it and saying there's like, because you do get it online. You get loads of people that look at like Adam Powell on his Instagram gets so much like stick from people who don't think he's natty.
People don't understand structure and shape.
Yeah.
Like Adam
Yeah.
Powell is probably the widest man alive,
Yeah.
and that makes him look so big.
Yeah.
And
100%.
like, a dominating presence.
Yeah.
But he's not that heavy.
Yeah.
Like he's what, 80 something kilos,
Yeah.
low 80s.
And you get these like Asian guys with like
Incredible muscle bellies.
insane shape, like ridiculous shape. They look like they're like fucking really heavy, and then like you find out their weight, and then like, oh wait, hang on, they're 60 kilos.
Yeah, it's even like Leo.
Yeah.
Like Leo's what? On stage he was 59 kilos. He was in the 50s.
Yeah.
And he looked way bigger than that. It's all about like shape, muscle bellies,
Yeah.
insertions, etc.
100%.
But yeah, it was an amazing show.
Yeah, really good.
In terms of like off the top of your head,
Uh-huh.
who were the standouts for you? I can't remember all the classes. I did actually watch the whole show apart from the men's physique stuff, which is pretty bad for me, but we had to get going.
I can't remember his name, but the guy who came second in juniors and then third in classic, Calvin.
He's Stewie's client.
Yeah, mental, genuinely insane. His quads are nuts. Like he really stood out to me. Jacob as well, Jacob Fairhurst. He looked fucking sick. Just really like super
So
balanced.
the junior class was Jacob versus Calvin.
Yeah.
And to be fair, before the show, in my head I was like, okay, Calvin's gonna beat him.
Yeah.
He beat him the previous week at PCA.
Sure.
But Jacob looked so good
Yeah.
that day. Like he nailed the peak. And I think the balance of Jacob's physique, he was slightly more conditioned as well, or probably quite a bit more conditioned.
Sure.
Just pushed him over the edge. And also Calvin got marked down for his tan.
Oh, did he?
You know, he had dream tan on.
Oh, did he? Fucking hell.
Yeah, I heard
Right,
them.
that's...
I watched the UKDFBA podcast afterwards.
Okay, that's... right, okay, I see. Because I saw him place third in Classic, and I was like... Whoa,
Second in
whoa.
Classic. He came second in both.
Oh, I thought he placed
No,
third.
he came second
Right,
in both.
okay. But, like, the guy who won Classic, he was really good, to be fair. But I was like, this guy is, like, looks insane. Like, how is he not, like, at least placing first in Classic? But, yeah, if he's got that Dream Tan stuff online, that's banned, isn't it? In
Yeah.
pretty much all the UK shows. So I can kind of see why.
It also just showed that like bodybuilding is a very subjective sport.
Sure.
Like me and you both saw him and were like, okay, that's the epitome of classic.
Yeah.
But then they gave it to someone else who's a bit wider, a bit leaner.
Definitely, 100%. It just goes to show, like, even with a physique like that, it is incredibly subjective, and you can't take it to heart. You dust it off. You go to the next one. Like, you see people that don't even make first call out win a show, like the week after, and it's like, you know.
Yeah.
If they'd let it get to them, like, then they might have just not even, like, gone on with prep. Like, that's, you know what, that's what I should have done with my prep when I placed fifth at internationals. Like, I wish I'd just gone WMBF, doesn't matter, dust it off, go again. Like, it's completely subjective. Like,
although I think at that point you probably like wanted to get back into an off season.
Yeah,
like, you were kind of done with prep at that point.
Yeah, I was absolutely smashed. But yeah, I think if I'd had a better mindset with it, I probably would have stuck it out to WMBF.
Yeah.
If I'd felt better about it. So yeah.
I also think like your confidence was knocked so much because that was a junior class, and then you were going into WMBF in the tall class.
I think I was aware that I probably wasn't going to do well in the tall class at WMBF as well. I think I just felt really shit, so I was just like, oh, whatever, I'll sack it off.
Want some donuts?
I want 8 donuts.
Yeah.
and a pizza and several bagels.
What did you have? A cookie cake?
Yeah.
The batched ones.
I tell you what, they tasted incredible in that moment, but I've had them since, and they're so mid. They're literally so mediocre.
I think when you're in the off season, something that sweet and sickly.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Not horrible, but just like not nice at all. But
I've had one before in the off season, and like I can't get through a full one.
Yeah.
You can go like half, and even half of a slice is 400 calories.
It's a lot.
So it's just not worth it.
Yeah. No, definitely. The only time that it tastes good is like when you're like post show.
My post show meal.
Yeah.
It weren't even that good.
Was it? Did you go to Pizza Express?
Yeah. So
Pizza Express is mid though.
Yeah, but I finished so late.
Yeah.
I think I was off stage at about 8:30, 9 p.m. on a Sunday. So nowhere was open around. So we got the only place that we could get booked in at, which was Pizza Express.
Yeah.
And the pizza was okay, but I just didn't hit that. I thought it was going to be so much better. You know what was better?
What?
I got home and had a packet of tomatoes.
You and your fucking tomatoes.
I had a packet of tomatoes when I got home and it was great.
Anyone that doesn't know Ryan, and this is just wild to me. He can scran a full packet of raw tomatoes in one sitting.
And I do it every day.
How do you do that? It's like I like tomatoes, but I only like them when they've been like fried, like if it's like a tomato sauce, like raw.
See, I prefer raw way more than overcooked.
That's mental. It's such a strong like tangy taste. Do you know what I mean?
Are you getting the right tomatoes?
Yeah, I've you know what, because you do it, like this past year I tried to eat like a nice cherry tomato, because that's what
I have plum.
You have plum tomatoes?
Yeah.
I didn't even realise that was a thing.
That's how you're going wrong.
Right.
They're like the oval-shaped ones.
Okay.
And I agree, cherry tomatoes are a bit too tangy.
Yeah.
And bitter, but
plum
tomatoes are a little bit sweeter, a little bit softer.
Didn't even realise that plum tomatoes were like a strand of tomato.
They're actually a baby plum tomato.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Right.
And I have a pack every single day. Because I am dieting. Well, not dieting now. My food's a little bit higher. I'm reversing up.
Yeah.
My food's still low enough to where I want to have a lot of fruit and veg within each meal.
Isn't it amazing how fruit and veg tastes so good in a diet? Like, it's incredible.
I think fruit and veg tastes amazing all year round.
It does.
Especially fruit.
Yeah.
But I always keep fruit really high. To be fair, when I'm like peak off season, I struggle a little bit with veg. I still keep some in, but...
Yeah, I'm the same.
But fruit's always good.
Yeah, fruit is always good, definitely. I'm on raspberries at the minute. That's pretty much all my Micronutrient.
How did we get here from fucking
I don't know.
the classic?
Back to the
Heart of
show.
making a joke.
Yeah, back to the show. We waffle on, don't we?
Gone on a
Yeah.
tangent.
Any other standouts?
Team class, Sam Bream.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah,
He was like,
he was diced.
he was one of those where there was no point even doing comparisons.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
as soon
yeah.
as you come out and do the front relaxed, it's over.
Yeah,
Like he was that good.
yeah.
I think he's someone, as you mentioned, he just did gymnastics before. He clearly had a good base before he even went into bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was really good.
yeah.
Junior class with Jacob. Classic, I can't remember his name, but he was really good as well. The guy who beat Calvin.
Yeah, he was diced. His midsection was really, really nice as well.
And then the lightweight class was AJ.
Yeah.
Again, was one of those where he didn't really have much competition in the class.
No, he walked out and it was like,
Yeah.
done. Job done.
I think if he's in middleweight, it would have been a close battle.
Yeah.
It was a close battle in the overall, but
Yeah,
in lightweight, when you're under, I think it's 72 kilos was the limit,
yeah,
when you've got that much muscle and you're that lean and you're that dense as well, like you're not really going to be beaten. Also got really good shape, so yeah.
You know what really impressed me with AJ as well. I'll tell him this when I see him next. But I was actually really impressed with how good his delts, chest, and arms looked as well, because
He looked a lot more balanced.
he always bangs on about how they're quite a glaring weakness, but honestly, like,
I don't think they were.
They looked sick. They looked really good.
They looked in proportion with everything else.
Especially his chest. His chest was like the amount of striations across it was mental. Like he looked really, really good.
I didn't see the overall because I had to go by that point, but
Yeah, I caught like a bit of it because I was filming, but it was from afar, so I didn't really see like what was going on.
apparently he looked improved in the overall as well.
Okay, right, yeah.
I know he mentioned, I don't know where he mentioned this. I think he did a video with Loz, which I watched.
It was like a post show.
Yeah, and I think he mentioned that he was so nervous for that first class
Bless him.
because he had the expectations of winning it,
Yeah,
that he didn't look as good as he did for the overall.
I think also he probably would have been quite nervous because I think since his last show he's probably grown a lot on socials, and the anticipation of like people seeing him on stage for the first time. I'd be shitting myself.
It was like Harry put a story up saying Pele ? Maradona ? So it's AJ Morris. It is like that for natural bodybuilding.
Yeah, like, I mean, I imagine a lot of people, me included, bought a ticket for that show because he was competing.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't have a client there.
Yeah, because he rarely ever shows his physique. Like I think a lot of people would have been like, right, I want to see the rig. Like, get your kit off, son. Let's see it. And yeah, it was mental. He surpassed expectations, I think.
I think he'll be even better as well for the next show, because his legs definitely did look a little bit heavy. And I think he mentioned that as well. It's the first thing I said when, like, where he could be improved is like his legs were definitely not as sharp as they could have been. I think he mentioned that he kept his steps high in peak week or something like that.
Yeah. I think it was probably more of a posing issue.
Really,
like,
I don't think it was a posing issue because his posing's so good.
Well, as in, I think
because they were
because he went into the show probably doing a little bit too much expenditure. I think when you're holding like that extra bit of information, it's harder to stay on your legs for longer periods of time. I don't think it was a condition like thing. I think it was more just he couldn't stay on them because they were tired.
I think he really nailed the balance between fullness and condition as well.
He looked awesome.
That's something that I think he's mentioned that he struggled with in the past.
Yeah.
It's like he's dug too much for condition.
Yeah.
And then lost that pop, lost that fullness. And that is like something that's really, really important to note when it comes to coaching a bodybuilder.
Definitely.
That's something that a lot of people wouldn't even think about. It's just about getting as lean as possible and then peaking. But for the vast majority of people, there's a limit to where your condition will only make you look worse.
Yeah, definitely.
And I said this to Leo as well, like, we dug for more condition after the British finals into the Hungary show.
Yeah.
And yes, it was affected partly by travelling, the peak didn't go well because of his digestion, etc. But he looked better, slightly softer, with more fullness to his upper body because he lost his shape. Yeah. When he got flatter and more conditioned, yes, his back looked leaner, he had more striations in his lower back, but that wasn't worth the trade-off for the fullness that he lost through his lats and delts, which gives him that, like, eye-catching shape.
Yeah. I think as well, something which is overlooked is when you've got a certain amount of muscularity, that aids in condition. So if you shoot for too much condition, sometimes you can lose muscle and pop, and then the muscle doesn't push through the skin as much, and you don't look as conditioned. Yeah. If that makes sense.
It's kind of like with me. Like, I think I look more conditioned at £144 at 4 weeks out than I did on show day at £140.
Yeah.
Because for the muscularity that I had, I wasn't carrying the fullness to display that condition.
Yeah. Of course.
So it's very much a balancing game.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of it's a bit of a thing like nowadays in coaching where like I understand coaches don't want to look bad
Yeah.
because they don't want their clients to look soft on stage. I think we can all agree the biggest thing is like getting your client in condition.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of think like you're not at the end of the day it's not a dieting competition. You've got to bring the best
overall package.
Yeah, the best version of that person to the stage. Like and for some people that might not be like peeled to the bone.
And sometimes it takes going slightly too far to understand that.
Yeah.
Like with Leo, in his first prep, we didn't get to the point where he lost that fullness. So
Yeah.
even at his last show,
Sure.
he was at his leanest.
Yeah.
But he didn't get to the point where he was losing fullness. So this prep, we pushed it slightly further.
Yeah.
And then we found that breaking point.
Sure.
And it's all about just that trial and error of staying with the coach multiple preps in a row.
Sure.
And getting better every single season.
Sure.
And
Definitely.
like, even with, this is a little bit not kind of the same context, but even with Chris this year, like, now that I've dieted him twice before, so on his prep and also in his mini diet last year,
Yeah.
this diet has been so smooth.
Yeah.
Like I've had to I think we've made 2 changes throughout a 16-week diet. That's it.
Jesus.
And he's come down from 184 to, I think he's now 168, and he looks incredible. Like, he
Yeah.
looks by far the best he's ever looked. And I'm really glad as well that we pushed his prep back to next year, because
Yeah.
I really do think now he's going to stand out next year as a Masters competitor.
100%.
And also at the same time, we're setting up the prep even better than we did this year.
Yeah, there's no rush, is there? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if you, like, timeline is so important when it comes to, like, a prep. And if you rush it, it can definitely be, like, a detriment to your look. But if you, like, there's no rush to, like, stepping on stage. And I'd much rather nail someone's timeline and, like, wait a year than, like, pushing someone to get on stage when it could work out a lot better if you just gave it a year. Because if you give someone more time, they're just going to grow more as well. So they're gonna look better because of that as well.
I think one of the best things that's happened to the natural bodybuilding industry in the last 5 years is the emergence of pre-prep diet.
Yeah, defo.
Like, they've made such a difference to standards of natural bodybuilding.
It's mental, isn't it?
Because they just make such a difference.
Yeah.
If you can get into good condition already, with your hormones still in a good spot,
Yeah.
then reverse out, get your food high, etc., before then starting the prep,
Yeah.
it just puts you in such an advantageous position where you can just retain all your muscle throughout the prep
It's basically doing a lot of the work, like, early.
while you're so soft.
Yeah, exactly. That isn't actually necessarily that hard, but it puts you in a great position because, like, losing 50, 60 pounds in one go is never going to result in the best look possible. Like, you're just going to look tired at the end of it. And
You
like,
can do it. Like,
you
don't get me wrong, you did it. You pulled off 50 pounds in your prep.
Yeah, but it was tough.
A lot of leg tissue as well, alongside that.
Yeah.
30 pounds of fat, 20 pounds of leg tissue.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 100%. Like, I think also it's like those kind of preps are super good for, like, longevity.
Yeah.
Like, if you, like, I'm quite lucky that I want to do another prep again, but I could have very easily, like, fell into the trap of, like, thinking that my next prep is going to be exactly the same. Like, I know that my next prep is going to be a lot easier, but I think if you take people through those kind of preps, like, it just ruins their, like, love for the sport, you know, and their love for, like, physique development, because you're right, you can do it, but you can make it so much easier for yourself by doing a pre-prep diet, getting off the majority of the weight, reversing back out, alleviating all of those diet fatigue symptoms, and then going into the prep fresh, full. Training performance is like probably, if you've done it right, at its best. Yeah, and
Food's high.
Yeah.
Expenditure's low. Like, you're in the perfect position to start a prep then.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, with you, we're thinking, like, literally, people will say, I guarantee this, when you start prep next year, people will say to you that you're too lean.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at starting your prep around £200.
Yeah.
And if you saw what Lawrence looks like at £200, it does look very lean.
It's through the upper body
Yeah.
that I look super lean, but
that's because he's got a lot of muscle there.
yeah, it's like it's half the job.
Yeah, and he's still got 10% of body weight to pull off from there.
Yeah.
And if we're going to do a 20 to 24 week prep, pulling off 20 to 25 pounds is about right.
Yeah, but the thing is with me as well, we like, yeah, okay, we know my men's physique stage weight, but we weren't really looking at my lower body. Like, if I get down to that weight, I could potentially have more to pull off.
It was very hard to tell because of the injury.
Yeah.
Like it was very difficult to tell because I think your glutes were in realistically,
Yeah.
but your quads we couldn't really tell because there wasn't much conditioning in them because you had lost muscle through there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, you're right, 100%. But I think it's a good ballpark figure to aim for next time round. Like, I think with the added tissue and then retaining it throughout the prep, like, I think, like, my upper body, I don't think there was much more to lose.
No.
Like, I think I'll definitely be leaner next time round, but
More muscle.
yeah, more muscle and a better managed prep as well.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
probably
Look less tired as well.
yeah, less muscle lost through
Yeah.
like just being in a deficit for like that extended period of time.
You'll be like right on that middleweight, heavyweight limit.
Yeah,
And
sure.
literally what we said already is like we're just going to bring the best look, and wherever you land, you land.
Yeah, I really hope I don't land in heavyweights. Mate, imagine me standing next to like fucking Elliot Gibson or like Theo Golab. I'm gonna get mogged.
Yeah, but everyone gets mogged by them.
Yeah,
Like, it's
definitely.
not-
Yeah.
There's always going to be a freak like that. Even
Yeah.
middleweights are really, really high quality.
I
now,
know,
so-
I know. That's what I've got to realise. Like this first season in bodybuilding is literally just about having fun.
I think
Like,
it's going to work well for you.
yeah, I think it will as well. All I want is like I want to just look really good.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't care where I place. I don't care like what the judges think. I just want to be proud of like what.
Don't care what the judges think.
No, as in like just not base my like happiness.
Judgment,
Yeah, out of the result. Like I just want to be super happy with how I conduct myself in the prep, and two, like how I look at the end of it. And I honestly think I'll be really happy with how I look at the end of it, defo. But
Yeah.
I just want to fixate on that. I'm not going down the road of like, you know, fixating on placings and where, because I think especially going into open bodybuilding, it like
And not even novice bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You'll be in open because you want to men's physique shit.
that's so shit. That's the shittest part.
They should allow you to do.
I
novice,
know,
but it's
I know.
the rules. So
Yeah, the part of me just wants to enter like just open anyway, because
yeah, test
eventually
yourself.
I'm gonna be in that pool anyway. So it's like why not like see where I'm at. I think this first season is literally just about like kind of seeing where I land.
It is quite funny though that you can't do novice because you won the UKDFBA Southern
It's so
Junior Men's
yeah,
Physique
it's
title.
so shit, innit? Like across all feds as well.
Yeah.
Like that's God's sake. I almost wish that I didn't win it.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if I didn't, I probably would have come top 3, which doesn't make you a novice anymore, does it?
Apparently now you have to be top 3 at a national level or win a show. So you would have been novice.
Sake.
So I'm novice.
Yeah, but that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Like what was his name? Tom. Why didn't you beat me, man?
Tom
Borner, the guy who came.
Oh yeah, the guy who came second.
Yeah, I honestly think like there was definitely like justification for him winning. He was leaner than me. He was probably more men's physique than me. Like,
yeah, I think you just overwhelmed everyone on the stage with that muscle you had.
yeah, but that's not physique, is it? Like that's
Yeah.
not what it's about. Like I honestly look back at stage photos and be like, and I do think like he probably could have beat me. Like he was leaner. He had like he posed better than me as well, especially in his,
Structurally as well though.
yeah, I suppose.
You're probably
I
being a bit
suppose.
harsh on yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
'Cause at the time when you came out, everyone was like, okay, he's won.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah,
Straight away.
okay, fair
But
enough.
have you thought about what shows you do next year? Like, in terms of the shows you'd aim for?
I definitely want to do PCA, like one of the PCA natties.
Hopefully they bring out another one later on in the year, because the way they're
yeah.
doing it now is that they've got 3 earlier on in the year,
Yeah,
and then they've got 1 the day before finals, which isn't like, it's not ideal, is it?
sure. I honestly might do physique in PCA natties, you know,
Really?
just for fun. Like, just like honestly,
Yeah.
mate. My main goal is stepping on stage with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Like, not just getting a fat pump, just enjoying the day. Like, I honestly think I might do like one show where I do physique and bodybuilding. So there's no harm really in doing that, especially if I'm just going in enjoying it. But yeah, PCA definitely, WMBF I think so at the back end of the year. MBW if AJ runs it again next year, which I assume he will. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. To be fair.
Would you not do an international?
Depends what financial situation I'm in, I guess, but
because that was like that experience of going to Hungary with Leo last year.
Cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah,
and the production level of the shows as well internationally.
Yeah.
So that was the IMBA universe, and the production level was like a different level.
Yeah, definitely.
It was really, really good experience.
Definitely. I'm not quite sure whether I'm like at the level yet where I'd think like, oh yeah, I want to compete abroad.
Yeah.
Maybe I definitely do want to, but potentially something that we save for the future.
Yeah, the season afterwards.
Yeah.
I think when you're like looking for that pro card,
yeah,
that's when you kind of go to start going international.
Sure.
Because getting a pro card in the UK is like it's too hard.
Yeah.
They should make it slightly easier. Like they should make it so if you win your class at the finals, you get a pro card because there's just not enough pros.
Yeah. I guess part of me wants to try and do it though. Like I don't know. Like I just don't. I don't. The thing is, right, if you get a pro card abroad, and then you come back to the UK and you do a pro show, I don't want to be a pro that...
You'd want to be pro level when you get your pro card.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't be pro level next year in bodybuilding. So.
No, 100%. Like I want to shoot for a pro level physique, not getting the pro card, because the standard abroad is so much worse than the UK. Yeah. Like the chances of you
probably could get a pro card at certain shows abroad.
Yeah, exactly. But that doesn't make you like pro level. Like, did you see the show that Will Tennyson did?
Yeah.
And he got his pro card in the WMBF. Like
the standards in the US and Canada is so much worse.
I know. Like he wasn't even in condition. Like he looked good. He's got loads of muscle. Like he could have got in stage, like proper legit bodybuilding stage condition.
Yeah, he had like,
but he wasn't.
10 to 15 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know what the like arguments are about it online. He clearly has 10 to 15 pounds to pull off.
Yeah, I think he can't control who shows up on the day, which is fair enough. But at the same time, he could have looked a lot better. Like
he didn't like any lines to his quads.
It's not like he's lacking muscle there either. The guy is jacked.
Yeah.
He's fucking jacked. Like he's got a lot more muscle than me, and he looks good as well. Like it's not like he's not capable of actually having like a pro level physique, but yeah, he could have definitely been a lot leaner. Yeah, definitely. 100%.
So yeah, that's a lot of waffle for today's episode. I reckon we get a new battery and do the questions.
Nice. Let's do it. Do you want to do the questions first, or shall I?
You go first. I've only got one.
You want me to go first. You know the funny thing, right? You know that photo that I uploaded with my question box?
Yeah.
I've got 2 questions, but 7 people have liked it.
You did look good in that photo.
I do.
But only your legs were on show.
Yeah, I know. That same day, I did take some bodybuilding shots, and they. I mean, my legs are withered away, but you can kind of see like
the shape.
The shape, yeah. Like I think. Yeah, I'm excited for BB. Sorry. I'll start waffling. Okay, so Ellie, I think she's told you about this. Ellie has asked tips on dealing with strange, rude people in the gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Ellie has asked this question because am I in shot?
I don't think you were then. You are in shot. Okay. You are leaning to that side.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, in the gym the other day. A bloke came up to Ellie and basically said like are you you're training really hard? Are you gonna keep training like that? Because honestly, like if you start to train like for any longer, you're gonna be too muscly. Like women shouldn't be like that muscly. Like it's not. It looks disgusting. Like it's not attractive. And Ellie just looked at him like
what?
Like that's mad.
You'd be in shock, wouldn't you?
Imagine just dumping your sexual preferences on like a complete stranger.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like honestly, it was mental. And he was like, yeah, like you shouldn't like you really shouldn't be training that hard. Like imagine, oh god, awful, horrible. But yeah, what's the rudest encounter that you've had in the gym?
I don't know if I've had many rude encounters.
Yeah, I don't think
Off
I
the
have
top of my
either.
head, I can't really think of any.
Yeah,
Have you?
I'm just trying to think. No, I don't think so. I reckon it's mainly with like
Yeah.
men being weird with
Weird to
girls.
females, yeah.
To be fair.
I said to Ellie, just take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
She
literally,
wouldn't have got that 2 years ago.
100%.
Someone saying that she's got too much muscle.
Yeah, literally, 100%. But it's like, I think people get really confused with like he was basically saying that if you carry on training like that, you're gonna start to look masculine. But I think he's confusing it with like girls who are on gear and start to develop like more masculine features. Because I don't think Ellie's ever going to get to the point in her training career where she looks masculine.
No.
Like she's just she's gonna have more muscle, but it's only just gonna like contribute to her shape.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, just ignore them. Is my advice.
Literally.
That's what I said to Ellie. I was like, don't sweat it.
Don't give many of you energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just
If that was me, I would literally have just not replied to him.
yeah,
and turned around.
100%. I'm pretty
Or
sure.
I would have said, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what like Ellie said. But yeah, it's just like imagine like like dumping all of that stuff on a complete stranger, someone that
Yeah.
you've never met before. It's crazy. It's
Some
mental.
weird people.
Yeah.
Weird people in the world.
Yeah. So just ignore them. Ignore them is my advice.
Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy.
Yes, exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Ellie likes going to the gym. She likes training hard. She likes growing muscle.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter what other people think.
Yeah.
Like the most important thing is what you enjoy. Moving on, Jamie, what a boy. He has asked, this is a really good question, and it's one that I'm still not sure about the answer. Would you rather stay in 3 to 6 reps or 20 to 30 reps for the rest of your life? I read that really wrong, but yeah.
3 to 6 reps.
Yeah, would you rather would you rather stay in the 3 to 6 rep range or the 20 to 30 rep range? You've got to pick one for the rest of your life.
3 to 6.
3 to 6.
Definitely.
Really?
Ooh, well then you think about it, like a side tilt movement.
Yeah, or a bicep curl.
I'd still do 3 to 6.
Really?
Yeah, I think you reach failure a lot more efficiently.
Yeah, that is true.
If it was 3 to 6 or 8 to 12,
Your sessions would be so long as well.
yeah, just,
Imagine doing like a unilateral movement and just staying in the 20 to 30. Yeah.
that'd be awful.
Yeah, but then you got to think about the injury risk of doing 3 to 6 because if you train properly as well, imagine doing 3 to 6 reps.
You'd have to be very careful with the exercise selection.
Yeah, and execution as well.
Yeah.
Like it'd be tough to navigate around, but I think you're right. Like I think I'd probably stay on the higher end of that 3 to 6 rep range as well. Unless
You just end up doing 5 to 6 for every single set you do.
yeah, pretty much. But imagine doing like an ab crunch, like a 5 repper on.
I still think you could get a good set out of a 5 repper.
Yeah.
You just have to make it very controlled,
Yeah.
and it'll have to be a particular movement. Like you're not doing imagine doing like a 5 rep hanging knee raise,
Yeah.
hanging leg raise with like a 30 kilo dumbbell between your legs.
Yeah. It in certain movements it would be impractical, would it? But
Yeah.
I think overall, 3 to 6 rep range. I think that would be more fun as well.
That is a very relevant topic as well, because that's been so big over the last year.
Yeah.
Like fatigue management and only doing one set of a low rep range.
Don't even get me started on this.
Yeah,
Oh my
get
god.
triggered.
Yeah, I will. Honestly, it's like I think the problem is people on social media nowadays are obsessing about things like rep range, volume, frequency, and it's like none of it matters unless you are training to like maximal intensity. Like if you've not got that nailed down, it don't matter. It literally don't matter.
Yeah, they just take it too far.
Yeah.
There's 100% rationale to trying to keep your reps reasonably low.
Yeah.
Not too low, but reasonably low, so a lot of the reps you're getting are effective.
Yeah.
But they take it way too far.
But then there's certain situations where there's rationale where a higher rep range works.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like it's the lack of understanding that everything works. Like it's like I see online people are trying to find like the absolute maximal way of like doing like a tricep extension.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that thing on TikTok where like they're like strapping their elbow to something, like they're sitting on a bench, they're using a cuff, and they're doing like these 4 rep sets, they're going like that, and it's like, brother, why don't you just do a regular straight bar tricep extension? That's gonna work just as well.
Yeah.
It's like the obsession with things that like it don't really matter too much. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, it's very simple. Just find movements
Yeah.
which you can take within a close proximity of failure
Yeah.
and train them anywhere between, I'll probably say like 4 reps and 20.
It's like the ultimate form of like paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
It's like these people will obsess over these kind of things when they should be obsessing over their training quality, because you can do whatever you want. Like, I guess I'm being a bit hypocritical here. Like, yeah, okay, like exercise selection doesn't matter. Like every movement works, but the most important thing is like the intensity behind it.
Execution
like
intensity.
Yeah, the intent. Yeah.
100%. And with that as well, I think it's just people need to find what works best for them.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Definitely.
Studies will always be disproven in the future.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, full range of motion was absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Now, partial range of motion is
Yeah.
absolutely essential.
Yeah.
So does that mean that all of those years beforehand we were doing things wrong?
Yeah.
Or we were not maximising our progress?
Yeah.
No.
Do you remember?
They probably both result in a very similar amount of progress if you're training with intensity.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, and that's where it's important to find the things that you enjoy, not the things that are regarded as like the most efficient for like building muscle. It's like a couple of years ago, everyone was slating like, you know, that attachment that you put on a cable stack where it's like it's relatively narrow, but then like why? Like it doesn't. It's probably still.
I actually think that's one of the most underrated exercises there is.
I know, but
I love it.
There were like a couple years ago, quite big people in the fitness industry would slate that attachment and say, "Don't use it.
Yeah.
You can't use it."
And yeah, from an anatomical standpoint, it probably shouldn't be the best attachment to use. But for me, it works perfectly.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah,
get such a good lat connection from it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
People
it.
don't know what we're talking about a close V-bar.
Yeah. Like it literally got slated, but it was the reason it was slated was because people were using it for an upper back row.
Were they?
Yeah, that was the reason. They were like, "Oh, it's far too narrow to like hit your upper back," but you can hit your lats with it.
Yeah.
Like it just depends. Like
that is honestly the movement I get a best lat connection with.
Exactly.
I get a better lat connection with that than a single arm pull down.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd much rather do that as opposed to something else, and it's probably going to be like equally as effective, if not more.
That's what I think. That's one of the biggest bits of biofeedback you can get: how well you actually connect with it and how much it feels good for you.
Yeah.
Because if it feels good for you, you're clearly targeting the right muscle. You're failing through the right muscle.
Exactly.
So it's as simple as that.
And you're going to enjoy it as well. Like
exactly.
you can stick to it for a longer period of time as well.
Still haven't found a side delt exercise I connect with though.
That's mental.
After
to
years
me.
of trying.
Oh mate, that's insane. Like side delts is probably one of the only. Well, no, it's probably one of the things that I connect with the most. I honestly think though, like that's because, and I think this is probably why my side delts are like my best muscle group is. When I was younger and I was doing like tennis S&C, one of the first things that I started doing was like, it was really lightweight, but it was just lateral raises. Yeah.
I can connect with the dumbbell lateral to be fair.
Yeah.
But still nothing like I connect with other movements.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you not like a machine lateral?
I connect with them all to a certain extent.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Where you just get that perfect connection to a movement.
Where you come away from
like with a rope push down, for example, a long rope push down, you have a perfect tricep connection.
Yeah.
I don't get that with any delt movement.
That was another one where like people would swear by using like the longer rope as opposed to the shorter rope. Do you know what I mean?
Or a straight bar.
But or a straight bar, yeah. Whereas a straight bar is probably more stable. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, I think the shorter rope is a bit shit for most people.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like people demonizing an exercise where if they use a short rope, it's it's probably going to be a very similar result if that
Yeah.
if that
If a
makes
client
sense.
sends me a video, they're using a short rope and it looks good and they get a connection,
Yeah.
fine. But if it looks like they're internally rotating and struggling
Sure.
to connect with their triceps, then you try something different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Of course.
yeah, we're waffling again.
Of
You got
course.
one more question?
I got one more question. Yeah, it's from my mum. She has asked, how do you think a 50 or 8-year-old can develop muscle strength in the best way? I'm probably going to say that I don't know whether you have a different opinion, but it doesn't matter on the age that you are. The principles are still going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think maybe certain things to consider is I think your joints are probably going to be worn down a little more. So I think maybe considering injury prevention is probably a good idea. So maybe working in like a slightly higher rep range to avoid like putting too much stress through your joints. Maybe like considering exercise selection as well. So anything that hurts I probably wouldn't do as well. But my I don't know. I've had conversations with mum before, and she is like petrified of stuff like deadlifting and RDLing, and I think a lot of people have the same fear. But actually, I think if they started to implement those movements, they'd probably be better off in terms of like injury prevention because
Yeah, definitely.
they start to strengthen stuff like their spinal erectors and their posterior chain, which will help protect like your lower back basically.
Yeah, I'd completely agree.
Yeah.
But I think before you even get to that point, always just find something you can stick to first.
Sure.
So literally just start off with a really easy kind of program to follow.
Sure.
Literally like maybe even once or twice a week. I wouldn't even mind someone starting like one full body session a week.
Sure.
If they can adhere to that, make sure you're doing that consistently, then just build up from there very slowly.
Yeah.
And yes, the exact same principles for anyone else. You might just have to take a few more things into consideration, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
with regards to injuries, joint pain, etc.
Sure.
But yeah,
Sure.
it is like so important for older people as well to make sure they're building muscle.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
One of the biggest things you can do to improve your health.
Yeah. Definitely. Really helps with like bone density as well.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the question answered there.
Awesome.
And then finally, final question from me is, what was the biggest lesson, or what is the biggest lesson you've had from coaching so far? Do you want to go first?
Yeah. I would say the biggest lesson that I found is everyone is completely different. And
That's what I was going to say.
oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, everyone is completely different, and everyone requires like
That's the exact same
yeah,
words.
I
was gonna
know.
say.
Everyone requires a slightly different program depending on their needs. But yeah, just understanding that everyone is individual and everyone has like individual needs, and understanding that like me and Ryan have got a lot of knowledge with physique development, but understanding what people enjoy, how people respond as well to different coaching styles as well. So, for example, I'm not gonna coach a lifestyle client the same way that I coach like a serious bodybuilding client or someone who wants to really maximize their physique, because that they're completely two different levels of adherence that require, you know, either a bit more emotional intelligence or maybe a little more accountability on like the more serious side. Like, yeah, just understanding that everyone is different.
Yeah, that applies to what I was going to say as well. The biggest
Sure.
thing I've learned since starting coaching is that everyone's coaching process will be different.
Yeah.
It's not even the fact that everyone will be different, it's the fact the coaching process for them will look different.
Yeah.
So for certain people like you, when it comes to form feedback, you send me over some clips, I'll send notes back to you saying it's good, I'll send you a quick voice note,
Sure.
and it'll be that.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. But then for other clients, like lifestyle clients who are just starting out, I will literally send them over a video back
Yeah.
on Loom of me explaining exactly how to do the movements.
Yeah.
And even for like calls, people need more calls sometimes because they need more accountability.
Sure.
They need more one-on-one with you.
Sure.
It's all just about providing the best service you can for that individual. And you learn more of what people need
Sure.
with the more variety of people you coach. So I think I'm at a really good point now where I understand exactly what the client needs to get to where they need to be.
Yeah.
depending on their goals, lifestyle, personality, etc.
Yeah.
So it's just like suiting everyone's individual needs to your coaching,
Yeah, definitely.
or suiting your coaching to everyone's individual needs.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's really important as well. Like I mentioned, me and you are really we're quite knowledgeable, and we're also very into physique development. So, sometimes the most optimal approach and the thing that's going to maximize muscle growth the most, it doesn't matter with some people. You've just got to get them to adhere and stick to the plan
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's definitely, because at the start of coaching, I always wanted to show people how knowledgeable I was.
Yeah.
Because I was so scared of them leaving me.
Yeah.
I wanted to show them how good I was as a coach.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the camera going off then. It was the washing machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's much more, okay, what do I need to give this client right now for them to achieve what they need to achieve?
Definitely.
It's as simple as that. And that
Yeah.
sometimes, for certain clients, they don't care about what the knowledge is behind it.
Yeah.
They don't care what the education is behind it.
Yeah.
They need some motivation, they need the accountability,
Yeah.
and they need to be told what to do and told clearly on what to do each
Yeah,
week.
definitely.
So before, some of my check-ins would be like 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
And is a lifestyle client going to watch a 25-minute check-in when they've had a 10-hour day at work?
Nope.
No.
No.
So now, some lifestyle clients will have like a 5-minute check-in.
Yeah.
Because I tell them what they need to know.
Yeah.
I don't have any waffle in there.
Yeah.
And it makes things very straightforward and simplified for them.
The thing is, because you're quite an established coach now, and people come to you because they've seen you online. They already know that you're capable of coaching.
Yeah.
Some people just want to be told what the plan is, what to do,
Yeah.
and how to do it. But they don't necessarily need a rationale for every decision that you make. They kind of they've come to you because they trust
Yeah.
that you have a rationale for everything, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. And then if they ask, that's when
That comes with time though as well, because at the start of coaching, I felt I had to prove something to every client.
yeah.
Now I feel like, okay, I'm going to get you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And I'll do whatever I need to do to get you there.
Yeah.
And that will look different for every single client.
Yeah.
I never put like an amount of time that I spend on each client per week.
Sure.
It's whatever you need.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that to get you to where you need to be.
Of course.
Yeah. That's pretty much the podcast covered then.
Nice. That was a good one, mate.
I was about to do the outro then, but that's your job. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Oh, do you not?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Mate.
All right.
I'll mess it up. I'll stumble.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Again, we really appreciate every one of you that's tuning in. Keep getting the questions in. Keep liking and sharing the stories if you can. That'll be good. And yeah, catch you in a bit.
Till the next one.
That was shit. I proper bottled that.
That was good.
Nah. No, as in the podcast was good. Just the outro.
No, I mean, yeah, I thought the outro was good as well.
What did you?
Yeah,
No,
I think it was
I literally went like, keep liking the post, keep sharing. That'd be good. Ciao.